Though Dick Grayson has managed to do a lot for the city of Bludhaven, sadly the city is still under control of its kingpin, Blockbuster. But what happens when bad guys team up to take down Dick Grayson? Will Bludhaven endure, or will it sink? Nightwing issue number 92 continues Dick Grayson's campaign towards saving the city of Bludhaven from the villainous crime lord Blockbuster. Again, if you're a reader who loves Nightwing and who loves the character Dick Grayson, then you'll definitely love this issue. After reading the book a couple of times, it's basically set in stone that Tom Taylor loves Dick Grayson, and not only is his love for the character a main staple for the series, but the issue does something that I found quite fascinating, that of comparing Dick to Bruce Wayne. But the issue starts things off with a flashback, back when Dick was Robin and was the Boy Wonder sidekick to Batman. Now don't get me wrong, Batman's all about saving people, but there's definitely this tone, this inhuman characteristic to Batman, where his feelings as a human are absent at times during missions. Whereas Dick Grayson, whether he's Robin or Nightwing, it doesn't matter. If someone's in trouble, then he's going to do his best to rescue said person. By tapping into his humanity, he's going to do the right thing. Also, Alfred. Like, holy shit. Dude gets to do a lot in this issue. And not only does Taylor pay tribute to the Butler's legacy by installing a statue of him in Bludhaven, but Alfred is this foil to Batman's militaristic approach. And I'm starting to think, obviously giving context, that Alfred maybe sees a future that's more hopeful and bright if Dick were in charge. Not saying Taylor or myself agree, but I think it's an interesting take to maybe, work around some more. Something to dive into later issues. When it comes to the book's art, Bruno Rodano's back, baby. That means you can expect the ideal art that is synonymous with this series. Also, another thing to keep in mind, whenever Bruno is on the book, that's when important things tend to happen in the series. So yeah, expect some major things to happen. And yes, Adriano Lucas on colors never disappoints. As always, he's the GOAT when it comes to comic book coloring. Overall, Nightwing issue number 92, though it didn't particularly develop further plot, the book brings strong visuals, and it hammers down the fact that Dick Grayson's heart is his superpower, thus being the reason why he is so different than Batman. Nightwing issue number 92 gets a 9 out of 10. Nightwing issue number 92 opens things up with a flashback back when Dick Grayson was Robin, the Boy Wonder. Now what's happening is that we have the Penguin, along with his army of goons, taking advantage of Gotham blackouts that are happening. Therefore, there's a ton of action being done. There's looting, Molotov cocktails are being thrown, buildings are on fire. It's pure chaos. But while Batman and Batgirl have boots on the ground, Robin is shown to be perched up on a roof, where below a shopkeeper is running away from a mob of criminals who are seemingly hell-bent in ruining this guy's night. Now sadly, Batman being tactical, he doesn't want Batman to engage, but at the same time, Robin knows that if he doesn't do anything, then this guy will die. And so for Dick, he can't let that happen. Thus he engages the bad guys, because no matter the odds and no matter the danger, when Dick sees someone in trouble, he doesn't question, he simply acts, and with that the Boy Wonder jumps into the fray. And despite ignoring Batman's orders, and despite being outnumbered, Robin the Boy Wonder does what he can. But as par for the course goes, Robin gets the crap kicked out of him. Despite being able to save a shopkeeper, despite being a hero, Robin will still have to suffer the consequences. But fortunately, he isn't alone in the fight, because coming in for the assist is Batgirl, as she comes rushing in, throwing her batarangs left and right. In addition, we also get Alfred, who, can I just say, comes into the fight with the classiest of styles. I mean, what a gentleman. And by using the smoke as cover, Alfred manages to patch Dick up, and he's able to escort him out of the fight so that he can properly tend to his wounds. Afterwards, once Gotham is under control, Batman barges through Wayne Manor and wanting to speak to Dick, because right now Batman is pissed. He's pissed off that Robin disobeyed him on the field, but Alfred stops Batman from moving any further, and he basically gives Bruce the facts of life. Like, bro, chill. Look, I know that we could have lost him tonight, and I know that scares you, but for once, don't turn your fear into misplaced anger. Dick was just doing what he thought was right. He was following his heart. Therefore, because of that, Bruce calms down and enters the room to speak with Dick. And Bruce tells him that, look, I know that what you did you thought was right. I know you wanted to save the shopkeeper, but sometimes we can't protect everyone. But that's when Dick responds, saying, well, I can at least try. And that's when we transition to the present. in the city of Bludhaven, where Dick, Barbara, and Haley the dog are taking a stroll on this lovely, majestic day. And today is a special day, because today is the day where Dick's Haven project will make its debut and be open for the public. For Haven is Dick's small little utopia. Basically, it's to serve free food, shelter, and transportation for every kid who's in need. In other words, for the homeless, Haven will be their sanctuary, a place to feel safe while attempting to get back up on their feet. Eventually, the group meets up with Bruce Wayne, along with Ace the Bat Hound. Now, Dick is under the impression that Bruce is here to maybe, give him some shit. Like, hey, isn't your public persona in danger? Don't you have enemies? That sort of thing. But in truth, Bruce is here for Haven's opening, because he believes in Dick Grayson. Not to mention that Dick also ordered the construction of a statue of Alfred to honor Mr. Pennyworth's legacy, but to also share Alfred's message to the people. The message being that it takes a different hero to help without a mask. In other words, the people of Bludhaven, they don't need superpowers or a cape or a mask to be heroes. Simply by trying and just being nice to people is generally enough. Now, this is a superhero comic, so obviously a day like today can't go perfect without confrontation. Thus, this is where we see the arrival of Blockbuster, along with Dick's half-sister, Melinda Zucco, and the city's corrupt commissioner. Now, Blockbuster's here because he wants to cast his own shadow. He wants to remind the people of Bludhaven of who's actually in charge, and that someone like Dick Grayson, recent billionaire, isn't going to be the one whom the people of Bludhaven go to with their problems. However, before tensions can get the better of our characters, the public is met with a special guest appearance, that being the son of Kal-El, John Kent's Superman. Later on, after today's celebrations and festivities come to a close, Blockbuster is hell-bent towards ruining Dick Grayson's promise to the people. Therefore, once the streets are dark enough and are empty, Blockbuster's guys sneak into Haven in order to vandalize it. And with ski masks on, the bad guys begin to do just that. However, the Batman family is always watching, always waiting for trouble to brew, because Dick Grayson had a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Not that sort of feeling, but he had a feeling that Blockbuster would try some shit. Thus, Nightwing jumps into action. But what's funny is that the way he's fighting these guys, Dick isn't throwing any punches or smacking the guys with his batons. Instead, he's actually embarrassing them. Using his acrobatic finesse, Dick is taking off everyone's mask. Now, why is he doing this? Well, because Barbara has a bunch of hidden cameras spread across Haven. Therefore, the two of them are able to put faces to the bad guys. They're essentially using the law against them, in a way where there's no way in hell they can actually escape from it. In other words, crime pays. Switching over to Blockbuster, we see that the villain is, he's basically having a stroke with what's happening. I mean, legit. All throughout this series, nothing has gone right for the big guy. But that might change, because upon hearing some loud banging come from outside the hallway, Blockbuster checks in to see what's happening. To which we see the villain Heartless, shown to have decimated Blockbuster's security. And after an exchange of insults and Heartless calling Blockbuster a giant pink monster, Heartless informs the villain that he saw him earlier today at the park with Dick Grayson. Therefore, he has a proposal. And that, folks, was the end of Nightwing, issue number 92. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. And as always, I'm your majestic sayer of words, SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 93? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.